Hey everybody, and welcome to Joe's BBQ House. Today we're going to be doing a 3-pound venison meatloaf that I've never done before, but I'd love to give it a try. A co-worker of mine, his name is Bud. He's a really good dude. What's up, Bud? Thanks for the venison. He gave me 3 pounds. And so what I decided to do, because I know it was pretty lean, I added the 3 pounds of the venison with 1 sweet onion, 3 eggs, and about a cup of breadcrumbs. Mixed it all together. I also seasoned it up with this Uncle Steve Shake Gator Shake and his new sweet and spicy R, or sweet and spicy however you like to call it. I just sprinkled this up on the top, and this was all mixed in with the meat. Also today we're going to be reviewing this Top Fun Smartro meat thermometer. Let's go ahead and get this show on the road. I'll get the venison meatloaf prepared and bring it out here, and we're going to fire up this Charbroil 940X that a buddy of mine, Dave Osborne, gave to me. Thank you, Dave. It wasn't in too bad a shape, but I did end up restoring the whole thing, and it turned out really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and get this fired up and get that venison meatloaf prepared and be right out. All right, so here, as you can see, I put about a charcoal chimney full of Kingsfords over here, just all on that side. We're doing this indirect, and I got the venison loaf here. As you can see, just form the patty, pretty simple to do. And I have my Smartro meat thermometer in action here. It does have a magnet top here. It's got well, I should say you have a couple of magnets here to where you could stick it to your deal. Here's a switch to turn it off. You can take it to timer, and you can set a timer, which I'll set this for, I'll say 20 minutes, and then I want to rotate that, okay, because you want even cooking. Also, we're going to run pit temps about 250, 300 degrees, somewhere in that range, but I'm mainly going to shoot for with the internal temps for this. So all you have to do is go down to cook, and here you have your display where you can set a lot of stuff here. You can even go over here and just keep selecting like your cow, you know, for medium, you know, rare, a burger, excuse me, a hog, chicken, poultry, and then you can manually set whatever you'd like it to be. For this instance, we're just going to stick with 160 degrees internal, because that's all you need to do with venison. And as you can see, our internal probes here, well, they're kind of reading a little off. I have probe 1 over there, and you can see the blue here. Probe 2 is right here. I might have this a little close to the, it might have been too far down. You want to get the probes in the center as the best you can. Let's see here. Okay. Went down a little too deep there. Let's see here. All right, well, that's about close enough. We're at 62, 63 degrees there, 66 on probe 2. That's fine, gives you an idea. And what I like about these units is that you don't have to rely on your phone to take the battery juice out of your phone. I'm not a huge fan of Bluetooth and Wi-Fi devices. I like standalone units. And the timer is loud enough. Right now, as you can see, our temps are evening it out, 68 degrees, 68 degrees. That's really good. Oh, hold on a minute, guys. I have to set this back to medium. Okay. And I haven't found out if you just leave it, if it will stay like, yeah, there you go. You just leave it and it'll just set itself. So like I said, if you want to go back to your timer, just go back to timer. You also have your Fahrenheit and Celsius selection switch. You also have a little kickstand, so if you want to just set it down somewhere, you can set it down, which is fine. Our timer is going right there, so I'm going to go back to cook. Okay, so there we have it. But like I said, I am not a big fan of devices that tie up your Bluetooth. I'm sorry, that tie up your cell phone. I like it where it's a standalone unit just like this. Then that way, if I wanted to leave to go somewhere, I can, even though the Wi-Fi units, you can still track it, but it sucks your battery, and I don't like that. This device did not come with any batteries. It requires you to buy 2 AA batteries, which I had some laying around, not a big deal. And the device is fairly inexpensive. I'll post links down in the description, and here I'll probably go ahead and shoot their website and their information there. It's a nice little unit. It's just a 2 probe unit. So we'll just go ahead and let this go. I'll wait for that timer, come back and check it, and we'll go from there. But so far, just right out of the box, brand new out the box, I washed the probes. The probes look heavy duty. I'm pretty excited about this unit, and it's a very inexpensive unit, surprisingly. So hopefully this thing works out. So yeah, just stay tuned, and whenever this thing gets close to being done, when this timer goes off, we'll come back and we'll rotate it and see where we're at and go from there. And yeah, can't wait for dinner because this is gonna be good. All right, everybody, so the 20-minute timer is up, and I did have a little problem with this thing right off the bat, right out of the box. This is my first time using it. That's why I didn't do an open box. What happened is every time, let me get you a close-up and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, hopefully you guys can see this. Probe 1 is sitting at 148 degrees, and we have probe 2 sitting at 145. But what I noticed is, good thing I set a timer on my cell phone, because I have a really nice app there. But let's go back up here to timer. And as you can see, we have 20 minutes. So I'm going to set it. Now there's your timer. Now, okay, there's your counting down. So I'm going to go over here and go back to cook because I want to see my probes too. Let's see if I could do it here. Nope, because this is your probe 1, probe 2, where you can adjust your for probe 1 and probe 2 when you're on there. So we're going to turn it around and go back to cook. Okay, and see how you got your probes there, and see how you press this button here. That's probe 2. Hit it again. Probe 1, where you could set whatever you'd like. Okay, leave it alone. It sets itself. Now remember, I set that timer, right? I'm going to go back over here to timer. And as you can see, it reset itself back to 20 minutes. You guys see that? I don't know if this is a flaw in this design here. Smartro, if you could help us out here, that would be great. I'll give you a little demonstration again. We'll start the countdown timer. We'll turn it around. We'll go to cook so we can see what our temperatures are doing, which I would like to see the temperature, and hopefully in the background the timer will go off, but I'd like to see how much time is left as well if I wanted to take a peek. So I'll go back up the timer, and there it is, 20 minutes. It resets itself. So as of right now, I'll just be using my phone, which I normally use that timer anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and rotate this. It's showing that we're at 151, 149 degrees, which we're just about done. But before we do that, I'm going to take you guys back. And before I do anything, I want to use my trusty Inkbird Instaprobe. I'm telling you guys, this thing here has never let me down. And I've probably had it for a few months now. I left it out in the rain. I left it in a glass of water overnight. Well, actually for 2 nights. Just all kinds of different conditions just to test it out. And it's been flawless. I did the boil test. It's at 212 degrees. It works great. So what we're going to do with this is I'm going to test to see if I can match these temps here. We'll say 152-ish across the board, and let's see what happens here. By the way, it's smelling really good. Well, this one's showing me, we're going to go right down with this one. And we're at 145 degrees there. At about 150 here, 140, yeah, 150 here. See what we are in the center. About 145, 147. Oops, went down a little too low there. 146. Okay, so we're about I'll say 146, 147. And this one's reading almost 10 degrees hotter. So, but I'm gonna trust my Inkbird before I trust that. But I wanna go ahead and rotate this, and we'll come back and check it in another 20 minutes, and we'll go from there. So all I'm gonna do is just simply rotate it. I'm gonna check back in another 20 minutes and we shall return. I still got, out of that one charcoal chimney full of coals, it's still going strong. If I'm guessing, we're still at about 300, 325. So anyway, even though it's brand new out the box, I'm not gonna trust it with my meat. I don't recommend you guys doing it. Always have like a trusty meat thermometer that you have laying around to kind of test, to make sure that any new meat thermometer you buy works, or do the boil test. All right, everybody, so this thing here is reading 164, 161 degrees internal temps. We're gonna go ahead and check this with the Inkbird. And we are showing about 150 degrees here. A little bit more, so 155. And to clear this timer, all you gotta, or the alarm, just gotta hit the P1, P2, which is your probe 1, probe 2 on there. All right. So I'm about 155 degrees, and this thing's reading 165, 162, so that this thing is reading 10 degrees off. I know this thing's accurate because I've done multiple boil tests, and this one's also calibratable. The Smartro is not calibratable. So as of right now, I cannot recommend this unit to anybody unless you want to just know that you're where you're, you know, like if yours is 10 degrees off, just, you know, subtract or add whatever the difference is. It's really not that big of a deal, kind of a hassle. Maybe Smartro will send me out another unit. And by the way, Smartro, they are not sponsoring this video whatsoever. As a matter of fact, I have no sponsors on this channel. They're not paying me to say this. They're not paying me to do anything. They just asked me if I would review this for them, and that's what I'm here to do. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and finish this thing off, and we'll take you inside and show you the finished product. I'm also going to add some cheese to it, probably some Kobe Jack right over the top, let that melt down. I like to wait for it to get to about 155-ish degrees, and then start spreading the cheese, and by the time that melts, we'll get at that probably perfect 160 degrees internal is what you want for pretty much any ground beef. Like roasts and things like that with venison's a little different. You take them more towards like 145-ish or so. So let's go ahead and take a look. Let's take a look at what our venison looks like. Go ahead and pull these probes out. And there you have it, guys. So if you guys look, there's not a whole lot of fat in there. And because if this was ground beef, I would have had to take a turkey baster and just would have had to suck some of that out, and would probably have gotten about 2 cups of fat if this was ground beef. But as you can see, this venison is lean. That's why there's not a whole lot of fat. And so once this baby gets up, I'm going to say another 15 minutes. This thing should be right at 160 degrees internal. But at 155, I'm going to add some cheese over the top. I'm going to go ahead and suck some of that out. Okay, so all I'm going to do here is got my measuring cup there. It's glass, and I'm going to go ahead and dump out this little bit of fat that's in here. All right, man, that's got some nice color on it already. When I come back, you guys are going to see it with the cheese on the top. We'll get it plated and take a taste test. All right, let's go ahead and sample this venison meatloaf. I can't wait to dig in. I'm gonna go ahead and cut off a little sliver here. And look at that. Let me go ahead and get you guys a close-up on this. Got a nice smoke ring going on there. As you guys can see, it's nice and juicy. I'm sure it's very tender. Be right back. Okay guys, let's go ahead and get a sample of this. Oh yeah, nice and hot. Very tender, very moist. So good. That Uncle Steve shake, Gator shake, and the sweet and spicy herb with the onion in here. Very nice. All right, everybody, if you'd like to see more cook or review videos like this, please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit that ring notification bell so you can be notified when I put out new videos. Thanks and have a great day.